Hello, in my continuing video. Today we're going to take a look at Shadow Zapdos in the Great League meta. This Pokemon is a fun one to use, and I used it on stream as well, and had a great time with it. This Pokemon is a very good sweeper. I wouldn't really recommend you to use it as a save swap or anything like this, even though I think you might even be able to, but you wouldn't really be able to win a lot of matchups with this like that, because with Zapdos you really need to have a shield advantage or switch advantage, and basically everything falls from this. This thing is super squishy. This thing generates energy super fast thanks to Thunder Shock, and you also have Thunderbolt and the Drill Peck to finish off a ton of opponents. We have a double stab moveset there, which is amazing, and also we do a ton of damage with the Shadow bonus because it's already super squishy. You will have a ton of attack with this Pokemon. You will basically win nearly every CMP tie, and you will be able to win a ton of matchups when you have a good advantage with this Pokemon. Now we have a Pidgeot against it. We see that even the Drill Peck, which we're gonna go for now, is only neutral, but going to do a ton of damage against this thing, putting them into farm down range as well here, winning us this first game. Actually, the insanely good streak with this in the beginning of the stream with it, I had like I think nearly a 7-game win streak or something like this. Afterwards, it went a little bit worse, but still had a ton of fun here. We will see an Altaria in the lead. Altaria in the lead is a little bit tricky, but we have Ice Punch at least, and we will be able to now swap out onto the potential move here into our Lickitung, but they didn't throw. They're gonna go into their Medicham, which is fine for me as well, as Medicham is actually losing this matchup usually in the zero shields, I think, so I should at least be able to get a shield advantage here, which would be nice, but never mind. They are running the Dynamic Punch, so there is not a lot that I can do here anymore about this, but there's no way they're going to run double nuke here, right? Wrong. They have Dynamic Punch and also Psychic. And of course, they are also gonna get the defense drop from the Psychic, because why not? We are so lucky here, as we will see the opponent coming into Toxicroak. This is not better either. We're gonna go for an Ice Punch. We at least get the shield here, which is nice, and we can go into our Zapdos now. But Zapdos going to have a tough time to still have a chance here, because we're going to see that they're gonna go for one shield. Of course, they can go for the Mud Bomb. I have to shoot everything. We are so squishy. We're just going to nuke them all, but like we cannot really take any move. They're going to actually not catch the move here, which is amazing for me, as this Drill Peck going to knock them out easily. And we see the Altaria coming in, which can go for one move. I went for my next fast move already, which means we can reach the next Drill Peck before they can go for another Sky Attack, and this will knock them out. Again, this thing is basically the best sweeper that you can have. It only, I think in the one with zero shield scenario, it basically only loses to Galarian Stunfisk and maybe the Bastiodon. And basically that's why you have the Medicham in the lead here, and the Lickitung as a save swap. You kind of can get both out of that with the save swap of the Lickitung there, because both of them are good against Lickitung, both are horrible against Medicham, and it's basically trying to bait those hard walls out of here. We see a Lickitung against us. We tried to swap out there, as you can see, but it didn't work out, so we have to shield up, which is kind of bad here, to be fair. And we will see that we can farm them down, have some energy, and we see I think another Medicham coming in here, which is even worse, because now we kind of have to go into our Lickitung. We don't really want to give them more energy, but we will be able to go for some body slams, which might force some shields from them, which is going to be nice. But it really depends on what they have in the back now, because we will see now that this body slam going to get no shielded actually. And we see a Surf Edge in the back, and at this point this game is basically over. I can just forfeit here. Surf Edge with a shield advantage will easily be able to knock out my Zapdos, as I will not be able to take any move from them anyway. Even a Leaf Blade would most likely do around like 40 to 50%. So yeah, we see the opponent here. Opponent has a Registeel in the lead. Dragonite is a save swap, and I already showcased this team prior and had a lot of fun with this, so I know that they're going to have an Altaria in the back. And I'm just going to go full for this play here. I'm going to go ahead and hope that they have an Altaria in the bag, and that's all that I'm going to do here. I'm going to let this move go through. It's going to be another Dragon Claw. And I'm just going to hope that I will be able to go for some Ice Punches against the Altaria coming in. Sadly, they actually can go still for one Dragon Claw. Actually, in hindsight, I should have let the move go through, because I would have been able to survive it, and I would have been able to go for one Ice Punch here, then just swap out. So my play there was definitely not the right play. But I'm going to just go ahead and take everything for the Zapdos, take the shield for the Zapdos, and we will see the opponent trying to catch, of course, onto the Registeel, which was something that I expected. I can go for one Thunderbolt before they can debuff me. I will see that they're going to do a ton of, like, that does a ton of damage. I actually do a ton of damage with my fast move as well, which is crazy. You see the Registeel's health declining. I think I might have even put him into range for one Drill Peck now, but we had 100 energy. We can go for one Thunderbolt. This Thunderbolt will easily knock them out, and we have one Drill Peck stored again. And we will be able to sweep endgame here with the Zapdos, destroying this Altaria here as well. It's a ton of fun to play this Pokemon. It's a little bit tricky to play this Pokemon as well, but if you can get it into the right matchups, it's a ton of fun to just sweep everything with it. This Pokemon was actually pretty popular for a few weeks at least in like the earlier seasons, like season 3, 4, because you had like the meta between Registeel and Azumarill, and both of them die completely to Zapdos. So you had a very decent meta for it, but nowadays like you have of course Galarian Stunfisk, which kind of got rid of Registeel again, and this is not the ideal matchup for this Pokemon. Here I actually make a huge mistake by shielding this one, because I thought I would be able to lick them down in time. Turns out I can't lick them down in time, which is horrible, because now we are having a pretty tough time to still have a chance here to win anything. We will be able to go for one Ice Punch, I thought at least, but I tried to swap out in time, it didn't work out, and we're going to lose this match here as well. There's not a lot that I can do here, I think, at this point of time, as yeah, they have the Galarian Stunfisk there. I thought I would be able to realign. That was my own fault. Also, not shielding the correct move there was my own fault. I'm still going to try to win this game here by going for some Drill Packs, going to get this thing low, trying to farm it down with my Medicham, and then try to go for some charge moves. But I'm fairly sure that they have basically already 2 moves stored, or like 1 Shadow Ball stored on the opponent's Trevenant. I had to go for the full farm on here. I had to shield here because it was an Earthquake. I have 100 energy here. I can go for like 2 Ice Punches easily, but I have to farm up to another one anyway, and yeah, they already have a move stored, and it's going to be actually a Shadow Ball already, which is going to knock us out here. Good game to my opponent. Next game, are we going to see Medicham against Ninetales? Horrible lead for us, of course. A Charm user is always a little bit of a horrible lead. I'm going to check, of course, in the beginning real fast if they have Powder Snow instead. I see a lot of more Powder Snow versions recently. Still not the most common type, maybe like 10% on Powder Snow nowadays, but Powder Snow sadly got way worse since the Weather Ball update. Basically, before Powder Snow was the one that you actually were using mainly on Ninetales, because you had Powder Snow plus the Weather Ball, but the Weather Ball got nerfed in terms of damage. So nowadays Powder Snow is not ideal anymore. We will see them going to go ahead and shield against my Lickitung, which is amazing. Like, switch advantage doesn't really matter to me anyway. They can only go for one Rock Slide here, which is also very good for me. And I will be able to get some energy, which allows me to go for one Psychic and maybe get the final shield from the opponent here against the Charm user. We're going to try to go for the Psychic. I can let this move go through, but I'm actually going to shield it up. Don't know why, to be fair. But I can go for the Psychic. They somehow got like 3 Charms in there and 2 my fast moves or whatever, but we're sadly gonna not get them low enough to do anything here. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, hoping that they're going to shield this move up here, but there's no way. Okay, never mind. They actually shield up. That's very nice. We will be able to go ahead and go for one Drill Peck here easily. And there you go for one Hydro Cannon. Fine for me. Drill Peck comes through. And we should be able to at least knock them out here, right? That's going to be tough. They're going to go ahead and go for one Charge move here. Going to be the Hydro Cannon. They will not knock us out. We try to farm them down. We cannot farm them down on time, but we just barely get to the Drill Peck for whatever reason, and we will be able to knock out the opponent's Ninetales here. Good game to my opponent. Next opponent, we will see a Medicham against Stunfisk. Very good lead for us. We will see what they're going to go. They're going to go into their Sableye. This matchup is something that you can also screw up kind of badly if you play it like me sometimes. I'm just going no shield. They're going to go for Foul Play, which is nice. But actually 2 returns are enough to knock out a Lickitung, which they're actually going to be able to reach, I think, before you can get to 2 Power Whips sometimes. So it's a little bit tricky. But they're just going to go straight for the Foul Play here instead of going for any other charge move, which is okay for me. I can just shield up the next one. I will be able to overfarm a little bit, get some more extra energy, and I will definitely be able to win this in the 2-shield scenario if they want to shield again, but they don't want to shield again, and they're gonna go into their Stunfisk, which is good for me, because I can realign, I can go for my charge move here, I will be able to get some energy with my Medicham, and I will be able to do some nice damage still here. They're gonna go for one Rock Slide, fine for me, I can go into my Medicham, and we see a Trevenant coming in. You think, oh, Trevenant got one fast move extra for you, this is going to be a tough one, but actually, this is a cool thing about Zapdos, the second Drill Peck needs one less fast move, which means even if they bait me here, which they're going to do, they will not get to another charge move here. I will be able to realign and I will be able to win this game here easily, as my Zapdos just destroying everybody. They're gonna go for one Rock Slide here, but it doesn't really matter anymore for them. At least I think it is, because I will be able to go for an Ice Punch still. I will be able to counter them down. One Earthquake will not be enough to knock me out, and we will be able to come out with the victory here. They need 2 Earthquakes to knock me out. This one will not be enough, and we will win this game. Good game there. Next opponent, we will see... Battle starting, we see the Medicham against Frostless. This is the core breaker for this team. Frostless, I have nothing really to do there. What I would recommend you here, you go to up to 8 fast moves with your Medicham. I think they're going to get to the Shadow Ball then. I think, is Shadow Ball actually 8 or 7? Must be 8, right? No, it's actually 7. Actually, they're gonna get it at 7. So maybe go to a 7 up and then try to swap. But I think going to 8 is fine again, because like people who know how to play, they usually try to throw it on your Psychic as well, because like they know that they win CMP time, they basically get 1 extra free move in. So I don't think they're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball, but yeah, maybe go up to your Psychic and then swap out instead of throwing your Psychic into your Lickitung, and you might have a better matchup. But here my opponent has now a shield advantage. I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch here. Let's see if I get my shield back at least, or not. I will get my shield, that's very nice. And I will be able to go for another Psychic here, but they're sadly going to get to their move in time. I have to shield, I have to try to get them low. I will be able to go for one Psychic here. This will hopefully knock them out, but nope, they're going to shield. But I have a move start on my Lickitung. I will be able to snipe them here with my Lickitung, going for the Power Whip. Will knock them out, and I still have all my Pokemon left basically, which is nice. But 2 of them basically dead. As we see the Lickitung of them coming back in, I can go for one Body Slam, they catch it on the Diggersby, and this looks pretty fine for me right now. But actually, they have now 1 move start on their on their Lickitung there, which is going to be a little bit tricky. I will be able to go for my Zapdos now, and this Zapdos will do some pretty decent damage with Drill Peck and can basically take some Fire Punches. I tried to go for one Ice Punch here in time, didn't work out. And this time, this game is over. Like, I can try to go for more Drill Packs here, but I know that already 1 Drill Pack will not be enough. I need 2 here, but I also need 2 for the incoming Lickitung. Like, I need, like, 1 at least there to knock them out. So, like, I will not be able to get to 3 Drill Packs anyway. I really need to get to the Ice Punch there, but even then, it would have been most likely a difficult time for me. But still, good game to my opponent. Let's see, next opponent. We see a Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is in general a Pokemon that I hate to play against. I don't know, like, I don't really like to play against them. My teams are usually weak to Nidoqueen. I don't really expect people to run Nidoqueen too much. But we see a shield coming up here, which is fine. We can go ahead and go for another Ice Punch. Actually, I think I would be able to reach another Ice Punch in the 0 shields, but I'm not sure. But they're going to catch it anyway on Umbreon. This is kind of awkward for me. Umbreon is a very bulky boy, so not something that you really want to face with the Zapdos. You will not be able to do super effective damage there. You will not really do a ton of damage at all. But you can go now at least into your Lickitung, as Lickitung is not the best matchup either, because you have, of course, the Lick damage that's resisted. But at least I thought, because we have like so much damage already from counter on the Ice Punch, that I would be able to still win this matchup here. Turns out, I think I was completely wrong. I'm going to let this next move go through. I expected them like just to go straight for the foul play. I didn't count the moves, so I was like kind of confused that they got to this move already. That was kind of crazy. And I will be able to go for one more Body Slam, but this Body Slam turns out to not do enough. And I thought they would still need one fast move, but I was wrong again, so I play basically horrible here. And now I have no chance really of winning this game. I can go to my Zapdos, I can try to go for one move here. I will be able to go for one Drill Peck. I will be able to knock out the opponent. We see a Scrafty coming in. It's actually gonna be a little bit closer than I thought. I had to catch the move here, but sadly they didn't want to throw the move, which is smart by them. But yeah, at this point it will knock me out here with a 1 foul play, so it's going to be a good game. Very close one though. But let's go into the final game of this video. We will see the opponent having Pidgeot in the lead. A little bit horrible lead for us, but we will be able to go for some Ice Punches here with our Medicham. This is kind of okay still. We will be able to at least get either a shield or get them low. We're gonna get the shield here, which is nice. and we will be able to shield up their move as well, and we can swap out now into our Lickitung. This is okay for us. We will be able to go for another Body Slam before they can go for one charge move. Of course, the lead itself is horrible for us in general. Like, I don't really like to see a Pidgeot there. Usually they have something like a Steel type in the back because you're going to be able to answer those fighting types with the Pidgeot. Let's see what they have. They have a Azumarill. This is not the ideal scenario for us. We can go for one more Power Whip. So we'll do some damage, but of course we're double debuffed. There's not a lot that we can really do here. I'm going to let this move go through here. It's going to be a play rough. I will be able to survive it, and I can go for one Body Slam. But at this point of time, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my Medicham immediately. I'm going to save my Lickitung here just in case I need like a sack swap for it. I will be able to go for one Psychic, and I will be able to get this thing low. And I can let this move go through, and I have to rely fully on Zapdos. If Zapdos cannot sweep this, we are screwed. But we see a Medicham coming in. How much does one Drill Peck do to a Medicham? It does a ton of damage, but not enough yet. Let's see, we have to shield up the next move. It's going to be actually the Power Punch, which is even worse for me. I have to kind of try to farm down. I'm gonna go for one charge move here right now. Do they shield this up? Most likely they will. Yep, exactly they will. And they can go for another charge move here, which basically says to me that I'm going to lose this battle here. I can go for another Drill Peck, but of course, there is not a lot that I can do here anymore. I can knock them out here. We see the Pidgeot coming in. I will be able to farm them down, and I have a Drill Peck stored, which actually still win me the game here against this Azumarill, and I will be able to win the final game of this video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day, and leave a like if you haven't yet. Bye.